Hello, everyone. My name is Brandy Wolf. I'm an Oracle of Shadows. I'm a spiritual counselor. I mostly do shadow work, shadow alchemy, shadow healing. Those are my main things. I also help with karmic relationships and bonds and things like that. So I thought I would do a pick a card reading if you have a question on your mind and see where it goes, see what comes forward. See what answers you might get for that question. And I will try to answer it in all, relations of what it is you may need to know. So here's the cards. So pick whichever one you feel called to. 1, 2, 3. Pause the video if you need to as well. Okay. All right, let's get started. So card number 1, King of Cups. Now this can mean that an older gentleman or an older person might come into your life romantically. It can also mean maybe even professionally, a mentor, a healer. They could also be some kind of doctor, therapist, someone of that sort. This is also a card about talking about balancing emotions, being mature about things. It can also mean that if you're trying to manifest, go with your emotions. Go with how would something feel if you wanted to increase abundance? How would it feel if you had more money? How would it feel if you had more love? Things of that nature to bring in the emotions of how you would feel if you were to receive it and act like it's already there is another meaning. But it's mostly a very mature man who has wisdom. And he's very caring, very compassionate. And it's like his energy just heals. It could also be that he has a water sign like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, rising or sun. Very rarely I see it in a moon sign, but that could be another meaning of it as well. Let's see what else I want to say. And any messages I get. He's also a very compassionate leader as well. But he's very mature. He has wisdom. And he's been through it all. He probably even has the scars from being through it all. The next we have for number 2 is the Six of Wands in reverse. This can mean that you're not being recognized. It can mean that people are not noticing you. Or you could be in a relationship where it seems one-sided, where you're giving a lot, but they're not noticing you doing it. They're taking more from you than what you should have. They're not recognizing you. You're not receiving what you deserve to be seen for what you do. Now, it can also mean a little bit egotistical. You may want to be seen and you may feel like you deserve to be seen, but it's different when you're not being recognized. If you're not being recognized for your work, for your love, that's a red flag you need to go with. But if you're demanding that people recognize you, like you are being in a way childish about it, you need to rethink that. But I always view this card as not being seen, as you're putting your effort in, you want to be recognized, but for some reason, they're not noticing your effort. They're not noticing your work. They're not noticing your love. So look into that. And if you feel that you can't put up with that for very much longer, that's a sign. If you feel like they're not going to change, or maybe they say they will change and they change for like a day or two, or a week if you're lucky, but they go back, that's also a sign. Okay? So take that advice as you can. The next card is Lovers, and that's number 3. So if you've been working on a relationship, if you've been wanting to follow what your heart tells you, what makes your heart sing, you have a choice. You need to go with your heart, with what you're to decide what to do. This is what that card is saying. So if you have a choice, go with your heart. What is your heart telling you? If you want to know what to do, what makes your heart sing, if you, especially like life purpose, what do you do that makes your heart sing? It could be so unconventional as well, or something you just wouldn't imagine doing. Like me, I'm a tarot reader, I'm an oracle reader. I give messages out that I get, in my mind. I hear things. It doesn't have to be something that's mainstream that everybody's doing. Maybe you have your own method, your own technique. Do what makes your heart sing. Follow your heart. Now, when it comes to a relationship, it could be that you are friends with somebody and you're wondering if it will develop into something more. Lovers say yes. It could also mean that maybe you're interested in a person as a friendship. That's also another thing. It doesn't always have to be about love. And it can also mean that the person you're with, if you've been questioning if they're your soulmate, your twin flame, if you have a spiritual bond, whatever the case may be, this is also a card saying yes. There is a special bond between you and the other person. So it could be twin flame, it could be soulmate, it could be a spiritual bond. But the thing is, it can also be karmic, meaning it may be more of a lesson than a blessing. Okay? And you have to understand that. You may be in each other's lives to learn something. Maybe it's to learn to let go. Maybe it's to learn the kind of partners you may attract or that they may attract. Maybe they're an avoidant and they have to realize that you're someone special and you have to basically, in some ways, walk away to teach them that lesson. It's heartbreaking, especially when you love them dearly, but that can also be the meaning of the card as well. So, I hope this helps you out, and many blessings to you.